Hey everybody, it's Joel from Rocktown Music again. We're going to talk part 2 Guild Acoustics. We did the electric one already. Hopefully you saw that, history of Guild 53 to 93. And we showed guitars really of every era of Guild. Now what we didn't do is the acoustics. So today we're going to talk only about really the spruce top acoustic guitars. And where we're going to kind of start again is reintroduce myself, Joel from Rocktown, we're a retail store. And I personally did 5 original CDs using Guild guitars. The only 2 guitars I've ever recorded that weren't Guild is I have a 1958 Gibson I recorded with and an 1890 Washburn acoustic I recorded with. Otherwise, what you hear in my recordings, some of them are here, some of these are customers, some are for sale at the store. So we're going to start with the oldest one. This is an early 60s Guild. This is after they moved from New York to New Jersey and really did some amazing guitars. Now, it's pretty basic. This is the guitar. The reason I started with Paul Simon, this is what Paul Simon recorded with. Awesome guitar, but they really transitioned into some cooler stuff. One thing is they started making classicals. Now I took a couple strings off here so we could kind of look at the inside. Now this is a Mark II. I've never actually seen a Mark I, but a Mark II. This is after they started really building amazing guitars. I met the guy that built this, Carlo Greco, amazing guy. These are just beautiful guitars. He just knew how to make a 3-piece neck, and just the necks never warp. I've never seen one in bad shape. Amazing guitars. Now here's the big switcheroo. Now they go to what's called the golden era of Guild, and they've moved to Rhode Island. And these are amazing guitars. They're a little heavier. This is really what was considered top of the line, a D50 at the time. Again, beautiful herringbone on the back, a little deterioration of the binding, but that can be fixed by a luthier, or like myself, or a night manager at our store for 15 years has a degree in repair as well. And just to give you a little sample, these do sound, we're doing this with an iPhone, so it may not sound great there, but amazing sounding guitar. Now this has very little to do with the guitar thing, but I thought it was neat. It's a bass I bought when I was in high school. I started doing acoustic gigs, and I wanted to have a bass. If another friend of mine came out, I could play bass, or they could play bass. So that has been around 4,000 to 6,000 of my shows. I haven't kept exact track, but we did a t-shirts for some people that came out a lot for a 3,000 show in just one group. So it's been at all of those, and it's been at shows even in the last year. So then we get into the D35. We're getting into the 70s now. That was 80s, by the way. And this is a very famous guitar because Bob Seger recorded Muscle Schultz. There's pictures of him recording. That's how good they sound that Bob recorded these things. They're kind of amazing. As we go into the 70s too, you'll notice that the Marks have a little better wood quality on them, and they have ebony, and they're just a little cooler. Also in the 70s, the Okatki, really the most famous fingerstyle player of the 70s by far. We incidentally was roommates with my friend Al at St. Cloud State University. I got this from a buddy to show you. This is pretty awesome. They did not many companies, I don't even know of 2 other companies that made a cutaway in a 3-piece neck. I mean, this thing is old and it plays dynamite. Kind of an amazing guitar. If you bought a Martin of this age, I guarantee it's had a couple of neck resets by now. Then going to the 80s 12 strings, kind of some cool improvements. Like this one, if you notice, has an arch to it. It's not a flat back anymore, which really affects the ability for the guitar to record and sound good in any kind of room or recording. I really love these guitars. I've owned a few of these myself. I love these. I recorded a different one I owned years ago on several of my CDs. I bought this new. I played, couldn't guess within 3,000 gigs how many I've done with that. Maybe 4,000 or 5,000 that's been at. This is the same guitar, moving closer to when Fender took them over. That is late 80s when they were trying to make more of the hard rock guitars and acoustics that appealed to hard rock guys. Very interesting guitar, sounds really good plugged in, amazing. If you actually used that at a gig, a buddy of mine came out and played it last summer. And this guy, oh, this they only made a couple years. This is the D52. And one of the things that's unique about this is the herringbone. These are amazing, still made in the USA. And I'll just give you a little sample on really nice sounding guitar. Now we're starting to move into some other interesting things. They started to simplify a little bit. And also, I'm going to skip by this real quick because I want to talk about the next move. At some point they decided, basically what happened is they needed a new factory, and Fender got involved. And so this is like the new Hartford move. Then they started getting into the Fender built in California ones. So this one was built in California when Fender had the stock. Very glassy sound, very different. All of the ones I've heard sound very different. Still a little bit of an arch to the back. One thing I know about these from meeting with all the Guild guys, Ren Ferguson and all the big builders there, what I heard from the source was one of the reasons they started assembling these that were parts shipped over to New Hartford was they were having trouble with finishes. That was one of the big things, and the guys in Connecticut had more experience building acoustics. So this one was finished over there in Hartford, but started in California. And this is kind of where you end in Hartford. This is kind of the most recent guitar. This is one of mine, a D40. Great guitars. Now the bad news is, maybe not bad news, we don't know the end yet, but a couple years ago Yamaha Corporation bought Guild, and we're not sure how that's going to work. The last 4 guitars rocktownmusic.net ordered weren't that great, but it could be learning curves, who knows. So we'll kind of have you guys make comments if you bought one and you like it. Please tell us that. Write in the comments the things you want us to do, any suggestions. Try to be nice because we're keeping this simple. And if you're interested in any of these guitars, a lot of these will not be on our website because they're customer guitars, and a lot of them are a little behind on our website. We don't want to ship, so they won't appear on our website. You can always email us at the shop or leave a note in the comment, and we do look at those. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll do more videos.